Hello and welcome to the UCast podcast, episode 3. I'm your host, Justin Richard. Joining me today is a fantastic uke player from California. He's got so many projects right now. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And not only that, has one of the best beards in the uke community besides myself. Uh, I hope you guys can tell us apart right now. Anyway, bad joke. He's known as the Bearded Uke on Instagram, and his name is Edward Hernandez. Edward, thank you so much for joining the UCast podcast. And you know,
Thank you
so
for having me.
oh yeah, of course. And at the start, we like to talk about how one got into ukulele in the first place. What was the thing that influenced you to pick up the instrument, and how it changed your life and whatever. And yeah,
Definitely.
go ahead.
I'm not just a ukulele player as well. I play bass. I've been playing bass for over 30 years. I've been a saxophone player, piano player. As you can see, you're my studio right now. It's called Good Grief Studios, and this is where all the magic happens. But before I started playing ukulele, I started playing all these other instruments. I started at 9, playing piano, and then I went from saxophone and bass guitar, and it just once I got at that time before I got into ukulele, I was in a little dark time at that moment. So um, I was in my apartment, and of course, Pandora. This is when Pandora was free. When you got all the free Pandora music, couldn't
Yeah,
select it, but you got it free, and it just whatever came up came up. And for some reason, the algorithm just got to so funny. The most common thing, "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," just came on, and of course, brother is started singing it, and I was like, "Who is this?" And I just stopped. I was cleaning my kitchen, I remember, and I stopped and I said, "You know what? This is beautiful. I've never heard this rendition ever, ever. This was the first time I ever heard it on an ukulele." And I just told myself right after that, I go, if I ever buy or purchase an ukulele for the first time, I think that will be my first song to ever learn. And um, it was just amazing, and that was my goal. I said, okay, if I find one, fantastic. I used to play in a rock and español band back in the day, Vital. Shout out to those guys, my bros. We were doing a showcase in North Hollywood, and after we're done, well, before we did the showcase, we went to a music store out there, and we were just scoping everything around. And I sure enough, I found this beautiful ukulele, and I still have it, to this day. And I was contemplating on it, and I was like, man, should I get this? And I talked to my guitar player. My guitar player, he knows his stuff. Shout out to Luke. And he was just, I showed it to him, and I go, hey, would you check this out, man? See if it's legit. I know the music store had all these, cookie cut, ukuleles, that they were selling on sale and stuff. And don't get me wrong, they were beautiful, everything like that. But this one in particular was different. And he looked at it and said, hey man, if I was you, I would definitely buy this one. This one's really good. And I was just all right, cool. So I had to wait a 30-day period just after I purchased it in California. If somebody sold this was a used ukulele, so if somebody sold something used to a store, you have to go through this 30-day period, make sure it's not stolen and stuff. So I'm from the Central Valley, Fresno area, Visalia. So the guy was like, well, you can come pick it up after 30 days. I'm like, I'm not gonna be in LA in 30 days, but
sounds
he
like
did
you're
make the
purchasing a
option.
gun.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's just it's an instrument, So
That's
he
funny.
goes, we can send it to you if you like. And I go, let's do that. So I paid it. I think that was the longest 30 days I ever had to wait for an
Wow.
instrument. I could not wait to get this instrument. And finally the 30 days came up and it showed up right in front of my door. And I was so excited, pulled it out. I was like, man, I have this. This is really cool. And then I just started going on YouTube and just started, okay, let's learn this and stuff. And sure enough, I learned that song, and it was funny because I kept on playing it over and over until like 3 in the morning. And it was fun, man. That's where it all started. But I just started kind of looking at other YouTube channels and other ukulele players that really inspired me, and now I'm good friends with them. But when I started seeing what they were doing, I was like, I know you can do that on the ukulele. I want to try that. So
Mhm.
people were busting out some Stevie Wonder, my buddy Ukulele. That was one of them. My buddy Gian Hugo, shout out to him. They started them. Chris. All these guys were doing some amazing work, just playability stuff on this instrument, and it just was mind blowing.
Mhm.
Never
Well,
knew.
you nailed it right there because that's actually the one thing. When I first started playing, how I got inspired was by this guy who was I don't even remember how I stumbled upon him. This guy's Dave. He all of a sudden started playing a Jim Blossom song on ukulele, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. And then I started following him, and I see he's doing like 80 stuff like Poison and Rat, like that kind of stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you could do this on ukulele? Okay. So it kind of like got me thinking, you know, can this go further? Can I do something where that I like on ukulele? Sure enough.
yeah,
Long story short, I finally decided, get a ukulele, and the first song I decided to play on ukulele for whatever reason was the 11th Hour by Rancid. Rancid's my favorite band. So,
nice.
and then I kind of, it spiraled into this, me getting into this uke community that we call it, and sure enough, like you said, there's so many things that people are doing on ukulele. It's not just
Yeah,
Hawaiian music, it's not pop music. It could be, punk, it could be hardcore, ska. Like I've seen like, yeah, it's
yeah,
amazing to me. So yeah, and funny enough, I saw that you have a project called Around the Uke, which is a
yeah,
Deftones tribute
yes,
on ukulele.
yes,
That's
yeah.
amazing to me. Would you want to talk
All
about
right,
that? Because I
I
think that's just mind blowing.
I'll tell you right now. So on YouTube, I looked everywhere when I first started. Like actually, one of my first YouTube videos, and you can find it on my YouTube channel. My first ukulele cover was Deftones Entombed. Now, I looked around on YouTube to see if anybody would play or do a rendition of it. Nobody did it. Nobody. I looked everywhere. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to take the initiative and learn this song. And before Round the Uke, I just started kind of, the Deftones is one of my favorite bands. Shout out to those guys. Amazing, new since the Adrenaline album. Um, I played in tuned and, threw it out there. And right now, God, it's like so many thousands of views. I can't tell you the number, but I just started throwing that, some other stuff in beauty school. I started, just kind of throwing, Be Quiet and Drive Far Away, just, give it something different. Nobody was doing this. And all of a sudden I got a lot of comments saying, hey, I need those tabs. I need to learn this. Like, can you show me a tutorial? So I put a couple tutorials out there, and then even like from to now, like I'm seeing ukulele players out there playing these renditions, and I'm watching their fingers, and I'm going, "That's what I'm doing. That's what I was doing." So it's cool that I kind of made a following, with this because like you said, it's not just the traditional Hawaiian music. Much respect to it, 100%. And but whenever it's like like an acoustic guitar, I mean, it's very much versatile. People don't know that, but it is very much versatile, just like an acoustic guitar. And if you put your mind to it, it's going to happen.
Without a
And
doubt.
I started doing this project about 6 years ago, and got my buddies to get together. And my buddy Jocko, he's our bass player. My guitar player Fernando, my guitar player Jeremy, and my cajon player Vince. Shout out to those guys. If it wasn't for them, this project would not exist. And man, with every style that they have, they just brought it to the table. And every time we play a show, it has been amazing, and people have been following this. And we're starting to grow a little bit more for 2023, and you're gonna hear a lot of good things, new things that are gonna be coming up anytime soon. So just keep that in mind. But it's yeah, it's very fun. I'm excited for that. In March, we're going to be playing a show in Fresno at this bar called Goldstein's, and we played there several times, and that is going to be it's going to be fun, man. It's just all in good fun, and sometimes we like to throw a little curveball out, within our set list, uh, just to throw people off and stuff. Sometimes we'll throw down 9 Inch Nails just for the heck of it. It's just you
Why
would
not?
never think, yeah, why not? Well, um, it's limitless. It's
Yeah.
you're gonna you can do whatever you want, so
Exactly. Yeah. And I
I'm
like, I find it too. Like it actually, because little similar story to what I was a bass player for many years and I was in rock bands and whatever throughout my teens, early 20s. Kind of, I don't know. Long story short, I kind of like, I don't know, lost interest, lost the love for it. I don't know. It was just I don't know. I can't really describe it, but anyway, you basically changed all that. Now my love for playing again is, it's night and day. And it's just the like you said, just the verse. It's so versatile. Like you could do whatever you want, and it's limitless. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, and it's just that's what's cool. And I keep finding guys like you and yeah, people that play like misfits on the ukulele, like yeah, like it just I don't know, it's mind blowing to me. Like it's not again not Hawaiian music. It's not anything you hear on the top 20 stations or anything like that. It's it's whatever it wants to be, and it's amazing to me. And yeah, I really hope that that just continues to grow this community. Like it just that in that way. So
Yeah,
it's almost
it
become its
very
own
much is.
genre in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it's bass playing. I still do it. I still love doing it. Actually, I have like two side projects, of course. Around the uke, I got that one, and also me and my buddy I mentioned earlier, Gian Hugo, and me and him. I'm a bass player within this group that we have. It's a duet, and it's called Outsiders. And the one thing about that one is that I've like I said, he's been a very inspirational ukulele player. Once I met him on YouTube, and we became good friends. Like he's a brother of mine, and we just started when this whole quarantine thing happened, when this whole COVID thing happened, it was very difficult to get in contact with just anybody. But once it started kind of dying down, me and him were just like, hey, let's put an EP together. And we came out with this EP, and then you'll find it on all music streams. It's called The Quarantine Sessions. Now I'm playing bass on this, and of course Gian is playing ukulele on this, and you got to hear this guy. This guy's amazing. But it's cool that we put our two talents together. Me as a bass player for a long time, and then him as an ukulele player for a long time. And let me tell you, our combination is amazing. It's our vibe, So if you haven't checked that out yet, by all means and stuff. But speaking of which, we are working on a volume 2 for the quarantine session, so we got that going. It's going to take a little while.
Yeah,
Long
call that
story short,
unquarantined, right? Because now the whole thing's kind of over now, right? So
yeah, it's kind
be
of,
a nice sequel.
yeah, it's like a sequel. It's kind of like what we had to deal with, and
Yeah,
what songs we could bring to everyone's ear when it comes to at that time, because everyone was kind of going into a lot of phases within the quarantine year. And of course, music does a lot for a person. We
absolutely.
all realize that. We all know that. I mean, there's, you music, they always say music equals life. I'm telling you, like music, yeah, it does a lot for a person, whatever mood you're in and stuff. That song will put you in a mood if you're sad, happy, mad, upset, lovable, anything like
Yeah.
that. So with our goal with the quarantine sessions was to bring out music songs that are covers but are renditions,
Hmm.
and make the listener just forget about what was going on at that time,
Hmm.
and just kind of listen to the music and just enjoy it, and just have a great vibe of it, calm themselves, definitely a lot of anxiety and depression, and a lot of mourning was going on around that time, of course. And what we wanted to do with this project was to bring their spirits up, and enjoy the music and everything. And that's what we did for this first EP. And then of course the second EP, even though quarantines no longer existed, we still want to bring that second chapter to our project. So we're going to be doing that pretty soon. But like I said before, long story short, my computer, we had all our music on here. And for some reason my computer just kind of took a poot. So I lost everything. And but in the meantime, my cousin, good cousin of mine, Alfonso, shout out to him. He he redid the whole computer. Of course, I lost everything, but the great thing about that is that my computer's running a lot faster. It is a lot better compared to what it was before. And I told my buddy Gian, I said, look, let's do this either which way. Like, even when we have to redo all the songs again, it's going to be a lot better. And I'm very excited for it. And I think we're going to knock this out pretty soon so we can release it. So,
That's awesome. I look forward to it, man. No, without a doubt.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's another project that I love, and we're actually, he's from Roseville, Lincoln, California area, and I'm down in the Central Valley. So whenever we get a chance to, then we're gonna be getting together and getting into the studio and start working on it, and it's gonna be fun, man. So I'm excited for that.
Excellent. Oh, so am I, man. Yeah. And you also have any sort of solo things you want to do as well, or
Oh yeah, I've been doing my solo thing since day one, and doing well. I'm actually in the process of releasing hopefully soon a new single. And when I got my new system all set up and everything, I was like, well, I got to start from the beginning. It's all good. I'm not mad. I mean, it doesn't, being upset about it can't resolve the issue, but you can move forward. So I was like, well, this is the opportunity to put this song together that I've been working on this riff for a long time, and it's going to be a little different compared to a lot of the music that I've written already. This one is called Universe. I'm a big fan when it comes to like Dream Theater and Animals as Leaders and Chon, and they started kind of getting me inspired. Mestis, of course, and they got me a little inspired on doing those off time signatures.
yes.
So this one's gonna be. I was trying to figure the signature out when I started playing this riff, and I was like, "What signature is it?" So come to find out, it's 9/4. So this one's gonna be a 9/4, and yeah, it's coming along. It sounds great. I've showed a lot of mutual friends and my family and stuff, and they're just like, "Wow, this is really cool. I can't wait for it to come out." So yeah, stay tuned on that. That's gonna be coming out.
So,
It's
yeah,
called
yeah.
Universe.
Yeah, I wish I had that kind of talent, man. That's the whole level of timing that I don't know. I just can't comprehend. So that's really awesome that you're doing something like that. Honestly, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
yeah, man. All right. Well, listen, this has been really awesome. This is the reason you're one of the reasons I wanted to start this podcast. Talk to people like you that you've really inspired me even more to that. The future of this instrument is amazing to me and this community and whatever. And again, it's just it's really awesome of you to join and I wish you a lot of luck with all the projects coming up. And yeah, I saw on your website. Is it edwardukulele.com, correct?
Yeah, edwardukulele.com. And
Yeah,
that will have everything from social media, my YouTube channels, the upcoming shows that I'll be doing, even the stuff that, my blogs are on there too. So if you like to check those out as well,
absolutely.
everything that pertains to me will be on that website, and the hyperlinks will be there, of course. And yeah, man, it's time for 2023, man. It's time to start a new chapter, and I'm very excited for that.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I look forward to your projects, man. Like I said, and it's awesome meeting someone like you. I feel like I thought I was kind of alone in like how to feel about this instrument, but I realized I'm not alone. Other people feel the same exact way. It's just it's really awesome that we can all come together. We come from different backgrounds, different areas of the world, but we all have one major goal, and that is to show our love for this instrument and bring it to a whole new level. And that's just seriously super awesome of you. That's
Well, thank you. A pleasure. And thank you very much for having me on the
oh, but
podcast. It's an honor, man. So thank you once
yes.
again.
Oh, I was honor right here. Yeah, and I like to end the podcast with a song if you so desire. So if
Yeah.
you're ready, yeah.
Yeah. I had it all prepared just in case. I didn't know whether or not, but I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh yeah. No, totally optional. I encourage
okay.
it, but it's so yeah, without further ado, yeah, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Yeah. This is an original. This is you can find this on Spotify, iTunes, or iTunes, Apple Music. It's called Apple Music now. I'm still
It's funny.
back in the
I still call it iTunes too. Don't worry about
day.
that.
Yeah, but overall, this one is called "The Legend of the Spanish Drummer." It's an instrumental, and it it's fun. I love doing this song. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you guys very much. Thank you once again. Thank you, UCast, for everything. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you got it, man. Yes, without further ado, that's a beautiful uke, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah. And without further ado, here's Edward Hernandez. Take it away, sir.
all right, here we go. corazón. Ay, 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 amor. Ay, mi araña, corazón.
Ah, that was awesome, dude. Really awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
man. Yeah, I seriously that oh man, we're friends for life now. Seriously. I can't wait to see where you're going with this. Seriously. I yeah. Ah, awesome, dude. Thank you once again for joining me. And we'll be in touch for sure, without a doubt. You're awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you once again. I want to give a shout out Tide Music. They're the ones that made this ukulele, by the way, if you ever check them out and stuff. And then also my other companies as well, Teton Guitars, Unruly Beer Company, Pulse Tone Music. Just want to throw those shouts out, MD Guitars that made my guitar pedal, which is called the Bearded Drive. And it's a blessing, man. Seriously, greatly appreciated. I'm very thankful and blessed. And thank you once again for having me on the podcast, man. I greatly appreciate
Believe
it.
me, thank you for coming on. Seriously, and hopefully we'll do this once again sometime in not so distant future. Seriously. So,
All right.
all right, man. Good luck to everything you do right now and in future. And like I said, we'll be in touch for sure. Yeah, man. Thank you once again.
You're
All right.
welcome, man.
And thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Justin Richard. Have a good one.